Man is made by his beliefs. As he believes, so he is. The actions of a great man are an inspiration for others. Whatever he does becomes a standard for others to follow. As the kindled fire consumes the fuel, so in the flame of wisdom the embers of action are burnt to ashes. Strive constantly to serve the welfare of the world. By devotion to selfless work, one attains the supreme goal of life. Out of compassion I destroy the darkness of their ignorance. It is better to live your own destiny imperfectly than to live in imitation of somebody else's life with perfection. A gift is pure when it is given from the heart to the right person at the right time and at the right place, and when we expect nothing in return. Neither in this world nor elsewhere is there any happiness in store for him who always doubts. As a man can drink water from any side of a full tank, so the skilled theologian can wrest from any scripture that which will serve his purpose. Left to itself, the mind goes on repeating the same old habitual patterns of personality. It is true that the mind is restless and difficult to control, but it can be conquered through regular practice and detachment. By training the mind, anyone can learn to step in and change old ways of thinking. That is the central principle of yoga. Those who lack self-control will find it difficult to progress in meditation. Those who are self-controlled, striving earnestly, through the right means, will attain the goal. Whatever happened was good. Whatever is happening is also going well. What will happen in the future will also be good. You don't need to have any regards from the past. Don't worry about the future. Live in the present. If you perform the sacrifice of doing your duty, you do not have to do anything else. Devoted to duty, man attains perfection. Sever the ignorant doubt in your heart with the sword of self-knowledge. Observe your discipline, arise. The soul who meditates on the self is content to serve the self and rests satisfied within the self. There remains nothing more for him to accomplish. Those who eat too much or eat too little, who sleep too much or sleep too little, will not succeed in meditation. Those who are temperate in eating and sleeping, work and recreation, will come to the end of sorrow through meditation. Be free from fear. Be fearless and have faith in the divine. Not by refraining from action does man attain freedom from action. As person abandons worn-out clothes and acquires new ones, so when the body is worn out a new one is acquired by the self, who lives within. Knowledge, the object of knowledge and the knower are the three factors which motivate action. The senses, the work and the doer, comprise the threefold basis of action. For certain is death for the born, and certain is birth for the dead. Therefore, over the inevitable thou shouldst not grieve. Happiness is a state of mind, and has nothing to do with the external world. The happiness which comes from long practice leads to the end of suffering. This kind of happiness arises from the serenity of one's own mind. Yoga karma sukhastalam yoga is the art of working skillfully. Knowledge is better than mechanical practice, and better than knowledge is meditation. The power of God is with you at all times, through the activities of mind, senses, breathing, and emotions. Those who are motivated only by the desire for the fruits of their actions are miserable. When a man dwells on the pleasure of sense, attraction for them arises in him. When attraction, desire, and the lust of possession arises, it leads to passion, and then to anger. There is nothing lost or wasted in life. No one should abandon their duties, because they see defects in them. Every action and every activity is surrounded by defects, as the fire is surrounded by the smoke. You have all the right to work, but you should never engage in actions for the sake of reward. The wise man works for the welfare of the world without thinking about themselves. Even a little effort toward spiritual awareness will protect you from the greatest fear. As the heat of a fire reduces wood to ashes, the fire of knowledge burns to ashes all karma. Because the fool wants to become God, he never finds him. The Master is already God, without ever wishing to be. The one who has faith and sincerity along with the mastery over the senses gains this knowledge. The wise see that there is action amid inaction and inaction during inaction. Their consciousness is unified, and every act is done with complete awareness. The Lord dwells in the hearts of all creatures, and whirls them round upon the wheel of Maya. Run to him for refuge with all your strength, and peace profound will be yours through his grace. The intention behind action is what matters. From passion comes the confusion of mind, then the loss of remembrance and the forgetting of duty. From loss comes the ruin of reason, and the ruin of reason leads man to destruction. There are two ways of passing from this world, one in light and one in darkness. When one passes in light, he does not come back, but when one passes in darkness, he returns. Let a man lift himself by his own self alone, let him not lower himself. This self alone is the friend of oneself, and this self alone is the enemy of oneself. the beginning of time, I declared two paths for the pure heart, Jnana and Karma Yoga. Jnana Yoga, the contemplative path of spiritual wisdom. Karma Yoga, the active path of selfless service. A karma yogi performs action by body, mind, intellect, and senses. You are what you believe in. You become that which you believe you can become. Even the wise are confused about what is action and what is inaction. Entering the earth, I support all beings with my energy. Becoming the sap-giving moon, I nourish all the plants. The one who is deluded by the ego thinks I am the doer. Pleasures that we conceive from this world of senses have a beginning and an end, and they give birth to misery. No one should abandon their duties, because they see defects in them. As every action and every activity is surrounded by defects, as the fire is surrounded by the smoke. We are kept from our goal, not by the obstacles, but by the clear path to a lesser goal. Lust, anger, and greed are all doors to hell. Perform your obligatory duty. Indeed, the action is better than inaction. Whatever action is performed by a great man, common men follow in his footsteps. whatever standards he sets by exemplary acts, all the world pursues them. Those who always practice this teaching of mine, with faith and free from evil, are freed from the bondage of karma. Work for work's sake, not for yourself. Act, but do not be attached to your actions. Be in the world, but not of it. When meditation is mastered, the mind is unwavering like the flame of a lamp in a windless place. Through selfless service, you will always be fruitful, and find the fulfillment of your desires. One who sees an action in action, and action in an action, is intelligent among men. The mind acts as the enemy, for those who don't control it.